Hello everyone, this is the Media Max Show. We're back for another talk. This time it's on Johnny Test.
Which is basically the Fairly Odd Parents version of Cartoon Network that's made.
Yes, sort of like how Jimmy Neutron was the Dexter's Laboratory of Nickelodeon. And that kind of makes sense because I heard that Scott Fellows, the creator of Johnny Test, was a Fairly Odd Parents writer. And actually did write some pretty good episodes. Check them out.
Yeah. So it makes sense that he would make this.
Oh, and he also did Ned's the Classified, which is an underrated Nickelodeon sitcom that I really recommend you check out.
Oh yeah, I love that one too.
Good show.
But what about Johnny Test? Well, it's a show I used to watch as a kid. Well, younger kid. So when we watched it again, does it hold up? Not really. Nope. Okay, so
Usually this show doesn't really age well.
yeah. Okay, so but let's talk. Well, before we get started, I want to adjust the elephant in the room. Why people don't really like it? A lot of people say they don't like it is because the main character is annoying. Okay, let's see. Have you seen these characters? Yeah. Okay, so Bart Simpson is pretty much Johnny Test. The only difference is that Bart Simpson's voiced by a girl.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Instead, this guy is voiced by James Arnold Taylor, known as Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank, and a few other roles of lesser importance. I'm kidding. He also voiced Obi-Wan in Clone Wars. Okay, so first, let's talk about our thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it, Succumb Enforcer?
Well, to be honest, I actually think it's a great show. Well, sure, it doesn't hold up to like when you get older, but when you're younger, you actually pretty much enjoy it. You get most of the dialogue. Also, a lot of funny stuff, and especially like the Johnny X episodes. Yeah, but the main thing I don't get is the bad parenting. You wanna cut in on that one?
Yes, the parenting in this episode is really bad. Parents, if you want to know an example how to not raise your kids, watch this show. It'll give you some really good tips.
Yeah, this is different from the Timmy's dad thing.
At least with him, he means well. If you've seen one of these episodes, like another episode that kind of proves this is that episode with where he enters the bike race. Mm-hmm. That was a legitimately good father-son episode that I really recommend you check out if you have a chance.
Yeah.
But one of the examples of his parenting include Johnny, let the girl that hates you come in and ruin your Saturday because she controls your life. And son, you have no control over your own life because a woman controls your whole life. You are definitely encouraging kids all over the world to get a girlfriend and get married.
Yeah. Great message, people.
Yep. So, and about like what you said about this being a good sitcom, it's a pretty, I wouldn't say it was the best show I watched. I wouldn't say it was the best show I watched as a kid, but when it was on, I didn't turn off the TV. The thing about me is that the episodes that were on were pretty interesting. Like, there was an episode where he has to go to, travel back in time to the golden age of piracy in order to get treasure, and they meet this pirate named No Beard, which is Blackbeard's brother. I know it makes no sense.
Just go with it.
But DC Legends of Tomorrow made the guy into a coward, so so anything could happen. But trust me, I'll get to that later. But this one is just like so out of ordinary, but yet so different that you just like want to see what happens at the end. Mm-hmm. Also, Johnny Test beat Ant-Man to that shrinking world.
Yeah.
Because
I remember that.
Yeah, there was an episode just like that one. Mm-hmm. The problem I have with it is that they throw a lot of crap at you for no reason. Mm-hmm. Like, just so much stuff is put at you, and it's always over the top voice acting, like, And I guess it started trying way too hard to be cool and hip, but the style kind of reflects that. And a lot of the kids in Pork Belly, a lot of the characters are straight up, not always evil, but straight up jerks. And the sisters are...
let's talk about the sisters.
The episode, the bowling thing, I don't know if I can ever forgive them after that episode. Like, when they blame... There was an episode where they where they incinerated the bowling ball that their dad had, and he grounded them from using laser tools for a week. A laser tool. First of all, 13-year-olds should not be using lasers. Mm-hmm. And it was only for 1 week, right?
Yeah, but there's many other episodes where Johnny uses weapons.
True, but it was but the father doesn't know that.
Right.
But, and it also comes with a time traveling back, well, not really time travel, like it can backwards time, just go with it. It can backwards time, and they blame Johnny for breaking the bowling ball, and he gets grounded from skateboarding for a month. What do you think about that?
That's
okay.
terrible. I mean,
now that I think about it, though, why didn't they just use the time traveling beam to put the thing back together?
Yeah, I never understood why they didn't do that.
I don't know.
It's so much easier than blaming your brother. And another thing is that they put dangerous experiments on him just for the purpose of testing their dangerous inventions.
Yeah, true. But that's the only fun part.
It's fun, but it's very just evil.
That's nothing. You should see the part where they gave him a supersonic scooter.
Oh yeah. And the elderly sister say, "You could have said no to the scooter, like."
Yeah. They could have ended the show right there by just saying, "No, I will not take the scooter."
Just, yeah. Okay, so what are your thoughts on it?
I think the show is just below average. It's not totally bad, but it's not really good either, like you said earlier. I just don't like the way they end their episodes. They always have to end with the same thing every time. Some crazy invention invented by sisters attacks the city, and they have to stop them every single episode. Like, there was one episode with the spelling bee, if you guys remember that, or this math competition.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
With the Smarty Pants, and then he won the math competition with the pants. He could have just ended the episode of that, but no, they have to have the pants attack the city.
Mm-hmm. He also returns on another episode, too.
Oh yeah, there was this one episode they took control of his mind, and he ends up being smarter than the girls.
And he grew a big head.
Yes. It was sort of like the episode of Sheen's Brain, only except no brain helmet.
Oh, yeah. And he wasn't floating.
Yeah. Okay, so, overall, I have to disagree with popular opinion. It's not really that good, but I just think it's just okay.
Yeah, it's alright. It doesn't age well.
It's not offensive. It's not really that offensively bad, except for the father.
Yeah.
And it's kind of creative, and the animation's not terrible, not god awful to look at. and it's not boring.
Yeah, it's not boring.
It definitely will keep you watching. It'll just kind of leave you saying, so if you guys just, I recommend it more to probably kids. Probably some kids who like love, probably Fairly Odd Parents fans. And, but for any like adults or any person who's into that, any adults or, yeah, just probably them, I recommend skipping this one. The few episodes I recommend actually is, what is that? Oh yeah, that was the racing episodes. I really
The
recommend.
Amazing Race?
Yeah, the Amazing Racing episodes. I really recommend those. There's an episode where the Christmas episode. I recommend that one too. It was actually a pretty decent Christmas episode.
Which we might review later on December. maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually does prove that the family does care. There's also the episode about the founding fathers. That one was pretty good, and a perfect example of like women's rights episode. Not too forced, but not too forced, but not too sexist either.
Yeah. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
Unlike what most shows do.
Yeah. And probably the best episodes I seen of this show so far was either the episode with the vegans.
Oh yeah, and the one with the John I. Knight,
Yeah.
where it basically becomes a meat cooker.
Yeah.
Except the fork is a lightsaber, and they can move meat with their minds,
Yeah.
like using the Force.
Yeah, it's pretty creative actually.
Yeah.
There's actually some pretty good creative tie-ins to the other episodes. One more thing I have to mention before we go. There's these episodes that have parallels to other movies, like in TV shows like Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was one of Cat in the Hat, but
There's also an Iron Man one too.
yeah, an Iron Man. It was when one episode of Scooby-Doo was like when they had to hunt down ghosts in an inn who looked nothing like ghosts.
Yeah.
With and it's kind of like one of those perfect episodes that kind of makes sense too, because there's a talking dog on there. But I would talk about talking dog, but let's just briefly, he's sarcastic, he's a hypocrite, and he knows kung fu. That's basically him. Yeah. And there was this other one with Tom and Jerry. We want to go with it?
Oh yeah, the one where that cat. What was his name again?
Mr. Mittens.
Yeah, Mr. Mittens. Oh yeah, that's when he became mice. Yeah, mice.
Yes, and he couldn't talk for some reason.
Right.
Yeah. And there was another one, Cat in the Hat, where they all were sleeping over.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep, so I guess that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. So we're actually moving on to the next month, by the way.
Yeah. And since it's August, we're moving on to anime.
We're on to anime.
So, we'll see you then. I might release some more episode reviews. I just released an episode on Teen Titans Go! Return of Slade, so I might release more of those. And we're seeing the movie tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any reviews yet, but I'm going in blindly.
Yeah. Hopefully. I'm only giving this a chance only because.
And we might talk about it too.
Yeah.
So, see you later.